2024, what a year, huh? Like most things got off to a little bit of a slow start as far as wide releases were concerned. But it didn't take long before this year. The year got its first blockbuster Dune Part 2 and its first time true Academy Awards contender challengers. Then fans of animation got things like Inside Out 2 and The Wild Robot. There was a reserving Palm d'Or winner with Anora and then Wicked, ended up pleasing most fans of the immensely popular musical it was based on. So a good year, right? Yes, but also no. Number 10 Megalopolis. It was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Even with Megalopolis contained within it, the filmography of Francis Ford Coppola remains a mighty one. The legendary director's greatest works are timeless and his willingness, even in old age, to push boundaries and try new things should be admired. If Megalopolis is any indication, the execution leaves a lot to be desired, but the spirit heart core of this thing is pure at least. Number 9 Madam Web. It is directed by S.J. Clarkson. With a questionable premise, a trailer that was largely criticized and an opening scene that unfortunately set the stage for what was to come, Madam Web always seemed damned to fail. It was one of the several Spider-Man adjacent movies that leaked the well-known web slinger himself, with Madam Web instead serving as something of a superhero origin story for a paramedic named Cassandra Webb. Number 8 Back to Black. It is directed by Sam Taylor Johnson. Back to Black really needed to achieve a lot as a film if it were to be received well. Its central figure is Amy Whitehouse, whose life and music career ended tragically soon, with this biopic purposing to cast an honest look at Whitehouse's strange life, including the way it ended. Perhaps its intentions were good, but it truly fell short in so many ways. Number 7 Mega Man vs. The Doom Syndicate, being directed by Eric Foger. If you go by Letterboxd ratings, Mega Man vs. The Doom Syndicate is currently considered the worst overall film of 2024. A good part of that is probably due to the fact that the original Mega Man is fairly well liked, and anyone who didn't like it is naturally going to feel exceedingly offended. This cash grab, B-grade, hastily thrown together sequel doesn't live up to the original 2010 film in any way. Number 6 Miller's Girl, directed by Jed Haley and having Jenna Ortega as a starring actress. Some might feel willing to call Miller's Girl a new kind of spin on the erotic thriller genre, but the whole film is not very erotic, thrilling, dramatic, or funny for that matter. It does feel like it is trying to be all these things all at once, though with the premise that involves a female student and her male teacher getting involved in ways they probably should not. Number 5 Rebel Moon Part 2 The Score Giver, of course directed by Zack Snyder. There are tons of great duologies out there, but Rebel Moon is not one of them. The first entry in Zack Snyder's space opera saga was released at the end of 2023 with the lengthy title of Rebel Moon Part 1 Child of Fire. It wasn't great, but it was better than its 2024 follow-up Rebel Moon Part 2 Score Giver, which ends things with more of a whimper than anything else. Number 4 Wine on the Lost Stones, directed by Kelly Marcel. For more than 2 decades now, Sony has pumped out produced a bunch of superhero movies, some ranking as all-time great ones and others being considered bottom of the barrel. Regrettably, Venom the Last Stone falls into the latter camp, rather than the former being an absolute mess of a film that lacks probably anything by way of interesting conflict, contains non-stop eye-rolling humor, and it disappoints when it comes to the action scenes too. Number 3 The Crow, directed by Rupert Sanders. Don't call it a remake, sure, but neither can you call it a comeback. Can't really call it good either. 2024, The Crow raised a few eyebrows when announced, and not in a good way, and then it just kind of came and went. It put a spin on a story viewers are probably familiar with thanks to a certain classic from 1994. But this, The Crow related to the honor that film's legacy and otherwise successful in doing its own thing. Number 2 Our Child, directed by Matthew Vaughn. Of all the films that have come out of the gate swinging and insisting that they are the beginning of a franchise, none have fallen quite as flat as Our Child. It's the sheer confidence it has without being very appealing at all, that makes an otherwise mediocre, at best action movie feel all the more rotten. A ton of money was thrown at this thing, and Matthew Vaughn might have had big plans for the follow-ups, but watching the film, it is entirely uncertain why. Number 1 Joker Folie Deux, directed by Todd Phillips. While there might be some movies from 2024 that are more tedious or visually less appealing than Joker, it deserves to be crowned the worst of its year because it was such a disappointment, proved etchingly lazy and seemed to waste a ton of money and talent. A film that is mostly confined to 2 locations with a script this repetitive, painted with mind-numbing musical numbers and starring actors who look this checked out, should not have cost $190 million to make. So these were 10 movies of today ranked. Take care of yourself. I will see you around.